Now, we're going to discuss the riskiest activity you may engage in today. In no way would you. I consume this meal, but if you did as well, I think it's the most hazardous because we considered a wide range of variables, which I'll talk about, but before I do, I'm extremely interested in your thoughts. What do you think is the riskiest food? Speculate about your health all you want. Section beneath I'm highly interested in. Let's try to follow each other through this. What it is, I can infer. The first thing I want to mention is that it is okay to combine a starch and fat over high heat. So whenever you combine a starch or carbohydrate with a fat or protein, it is the first thing to consider. You also heat it. You add a lot of intrigue to this. An enhanced glycation and product compound. What is that now? Well, that substance just becomes really sticky in your body and locks up a variety of cells and tissues in the eye. These tissues become unable to function in the kidneys, heart, brain, and heart. Consider the A1C test you would receive if you were to consider your blood today. What is this then? It is a protein's glycation. Since your blood's protein and sugar are combined, you're really monitoring your exposure to sugar over the course of 3 months. The protein is recognized as hemoglobin. It is destroyed and rendered useless to work properly while calculating A1C. They are calculating the percentage of your hemoglobin that is. Therefore, the higher it is, and vice versa, the more diabetes you have. The less issues you have, the less you have too. The quicker you receive it, the better off you'll be. Hydrogenated oils come next in the ingredient list. Any cottonseed. It might also be hydrogenated corn oil. This indicates that trans fats are present. These are really dangerous and will kill all of your cells. It causes the arteries to stiffen like plastic. According to some sources, it causes cancer. It really causes a lot of inside damage. The body and many foods have vanished. Not all hydrogenated oils need to be stayed away from. Next up is the action. If you want to call it food, this food contains acrylamide. Deep frying causes acrylamide to form. Certain. I guess I could just give. There is a clue in that. When heated intensely, you produce this. A poison known as acrylamide. Okay, because it affects the neurons, it has been connected to Alzheimer's, or sugar is the next ingredient. And by a significant majority, I refer to Americans. The majority of the sugar is GMOs based beet sugar. Glyphosate is one thing, but there are more. So now we are aware of what sugar does. It causes a variety of problems. I don't require to discuss that, but the sugar isn't even made from sugar cane. Dextrose or beet sugar are frequently used, but sometimes they only. Dextrose, a man-made sugar, is an option. Okay, sugar or another kind of sugar that isn't. It is even categorized as maltodextrin, a type of sugar. What I find fascinating about maltodextrin is this. It is as a result of their manipulation. From a lot of polysaccharides to carbohydrates. If it contains sugar, they may classify it as starch. When you look at the it is mentioned under sugar, not as sugar, therefore. It appears to be low in sugar but high on the glycemic index because to the presence of carbs. Since maltodextrin has the highest glycemic index of all ingredients, consuming anything that contains it can significantly boost your blood sugar levels. And produce. The condition is known as having a high insulin level. High insulin levels and malt lead to hyperinsulinemia, which has a great deal of difficulties. From either rice or wheat or good enough, a deduction is made that I desire to return to. This substance is known as glyphosate. What they employ as a herbicide is known as. There are some foods that they spray a lot of this glyphosate on, but I won't say which ones because the Roundup is ready and it's used in GMO foods. You'll have to guess what it is, but they spread it on oats and lentils. Soy lentils are similar to peanuts. Beans. Wheat/potato. If you look at corn and sugar beets. Glyphosate, you'll discover that it's actually secure for people. But bacteria are not very secure from it. As a result, they may be able to kill some bacteria when they spray the soil because they also receive a patent. Glyphosate will now be categorized as an antibiotic. The question is, do we have any bacteria since it effectively destroys microbes? We do have inside of us or on us. They are necessary to us. We do, indeed. Does this glyphosate have a probability of causing cancer? Change our microbiota, you're going to. I'll have a lot of prejudicial responses. However, I think you can handle it. The following component is: canola and corn seed oils are acceptable options. They may employ various mixtures of cottonseed, peanut, safflower, or sunflower oil. These oils aren't generally used at temperatures that high. If you purchase this dish from a restaurant, it will have been fried in this oil. If not, then many times per week to once per month, thus the more you utilize this. You deep fry a food item. Over. It's really very inflammation is giving you a lot of advanced glycation end products, which is it's blocking everything up because you made an unbelievable oxidation. You're getting it. You get a lot of its sugar and a lot of insulin from it. Supplying you with glyphosate, a chemical that it severely affects the digestive system in it. Usually, ketchup is included. Can you figure it out? It's fries, obviously. The good news about ketchup is that it is just one of several condiments. Vegetables, please. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it is classified as a vegetable. But high fructose corn syrup is essentially what ketchup is. There is a lot. One form of sugar is high fructose corn syrup. It will develop a fatty liver, but that's okay because it will go to the liver. Insulin resistance will then develop as a result. They are otherwise in excellent health, and they also add more, so I'm not sure why. I don't like high fructose corn syrup, but they have to add corn syrup on top of that. I recognize that, but they also say one more thing, then. That may also cause your blood sugar to rise. Starch from transgenic corn. MSG is typically used as a flavor booster to make food taste better than it actually does.